Welcome to one more show, Success and Connection. I'm here with Daniel Hassibi. How are you doing?
MJ, how are you?
Amazing. Thank you so much for being in our show, especially because we're here in Monterey.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So first of all, I'd like to ask you, for you, what's the definition of success and connection?
Oh, that's good. I think the definition of success for me is knowing where you want to go and being in pursuit of it.
Okay.
And for me, connections is something I hold very dear to my heart because it's very hard to build deep, authentic relationships with people unless you go beyond the surface. And so when I look to build relationships and connections with people, I'm always looking to peel back the onion and really understand what drives them, what their morals and values are. And that allows me to really get a general sense as to what that person is all about. And through that, if I'm able to build meaningful connections, then I believe you've now got a long-lasting relationship with that person that you'd be able to provide value to and derive value from.
Awesome. I love that. Very profound. And that's right. If you are not vulnerable, you can't show yourself.
Correct.
So, and therefore you cannot create and grow real, meaningful connections and conversations. I agree with you 100%. So, if you're going to be superficial, what's the point?
Yeah. I mean, then it just becomes a superficial relationship. Very transactional. When you have transactional relationships, it's very clear to see the people that are only going to be there for the short term versus the ones that are going to be there for the long term.
Absolutely. Okay, that's sad. How long have you been in this community?
I joined Sub 2, actually, funny enough, I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary next week. Yeah, so I joined this time last year, and I was involved in a lot of real estate communities, but I noticed that there was something really special with Sub 2. It was authentic relationships, it was genuine connections, it was people wanting to help each other. Whereas in a lot of the real estate communities I was exposed to and involved in, and they all have their place in their chapter of mine, there wasn't any deep-rooted connection there. You built connections with people, but it stayed only within real estate. Whereas here, within the Sub 2 community, you're building relationships with people that extend far beyond real estate. These are people that you talk about life. You share your morals and values with them and start to build a general purpose and alignment towards the direction in which you're headed, which may be very well aligned with the direction in which they're headed. And so it's not just about real estate. It's about building partnerships with people and seeing how you can extend value to them. And in return, they're reciprocating value back.
Yeah. So we do the right way, right? Give and you shall receive.
Yeah.
That's exactly the way it is. It's so simple formula. Why not everybody's doing it?
I think because everyone has a transactional, I don't want to say everybody, but there's a lot of people that are out treating relationships as if it's transactional. And there's a very popular book by Adam Grant where he categorizes people into 3 categories, and it's givers, takers, and matchers. And givers are those people that will give as much as they can. Takers are those people that will take as much as they can, and then matchers will play that tit for tat. If you give to me, and I'll give to you. But it's very important before you get into any sort of relationship to understand the type of person you are, because the most dangerous thing any giver can do to themselves is be in a relationship with a taker, because a giver has no limit as to how much they'll give, and a taker will have no limit as to how much they'll take. And so we see this often, and not just in partnerships related to real estate, but we see this in relationships and marriages, how they all fall apart when one person is over-delivering, whereas the other person is just trying to receive as much as they can. So when people go into these types of relationships, especially when it's backed by scarcity mindset, then it becomes transactional. But if you go in from a place of abundance, if you go in from the place of, I want to serve you, I want to provide value to you, in return, that value's returned.
Yeah, I love that. Who are you?
I'm just a guy in the sub-2 community.
You're not a coach?
No, I'm not a coach. I'm not.
Shares coach?
No, just had my fair share of relationships.
I love that. I love it. It's fantastic. So where are you in the real estate? How?
Yeah, so we're expanding across Canada, U.S. right now. We started with single families. Actually, funny enough, I started off in single families, and then a long time ago, I got really bad advice from a mortgage broker at a bank who tied me into a product that I couldn't get out of. The penalty was going to wipe out all of my profits. And so I made a decision right then and there to get licensed as a mortgage broker so I can start structuring all of my own deals. Now, I wasn't intending on being a mortgage broker, but then I started helping family and friends. My book of business started to grow. And then my clients that I was refinancing their money for were coming to me and saying, thank you for giving me all this money of the equity of my home, but what do I do with it? So I accidentally got into wholesaling, and then I started expanding into multifamily. Canada's a very tough market to make the numbers work. The sub-2 had me gravitate more towards the community and the opportunities in the U.S. And so now we're across Ohio, we're in Florida, we're in Georgia, and our new focus now is on co-living.
Fantastic. So why Canada?
I'm Canadian.
Okay.
That's why.
But you're not there, right?
Yeah.
You live here in America.
No, I'm still in Canada. I still live in Toronto.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I still do invest in Canada, and, you know, my focus is now the U.S. I will dabble in some deals in Canada across different provinces, but I'm still in Toronto. It is home for me. One day I will move to the States full time, but right now I think the primary focus has been the U.S. The secondary has been Canada.
Got it. Awesome. So you have partners or you do everything by yourself?
I do have a partner that I work with, but we've also opened up our doors to a lot of JV partnerships. A lot of my clients that come to me with the money that I refinance for them are looking for opportunities to get in, whether it's single family and multifamily. And so what we've done now is build a model where we have them come in on deals. They have equity, they get cash flow. And it was really just shifting the mindset from being 100% owner of these properties to, you know, being able to provide opportunities for so many people and expanding your profile. There's an African proverb, actually, that I'm reminded of, and it says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go as a group. And so really being in touch with this community, seeing what Pace Morby has done for all of us, and how he's been able to scale his portfolio through partnerships and just being able to give to others, and in return having that reciprocated, has really shifted my mindset to go from 100% owner to let's get everybody on board if we can.
100% allow that because there's so much we can do by ourselves. Mm-hmm. And what you're doing, we're limiting our potential. So by partnering, you're not only teaching these people, but you also expand. Exactly what you just said.
You're expanding, but at the same time, you're pushing people up a mountain. And that's something that was a massive takeaway from our time here at our first retreat for Owners Club, is that where do you see yourself on the mountain? As leaders, we need to see ourselves at the bottom, pushing people up. Yeah. And so if I could be in a position where I'm helping others, pushing them towards a mountain that maybe they don't seem achievable for them, but I've got a small part to play in that, and they can look back and say, because of Daniel, I was able to acquire my first property or build a portfolio, I feel like I've done my job.
I love that. Yeah, I can see that you are a giver, for sure.
Thank you, I try.
If he comes back, that would be all right?
Yeah.
Right? That's awesome. Okay, so what's your Mount Everest?
So my Mount Everest, again, like I mentioned, we're now gearing towards co-living. My Mount Everest is very specific. It's to help 1,030 people through the acquisition of 137 properties. That's going to generate $250,000 in net monthly cash flow. I reverse engineered how to come up with those numbers. That's why I'm very specific. But in addition to that, I don't want to tackle it in 5 years. I want to tackle it in half of that. So I've rounded it up from 2.5 to 3. My Mount Everest, I plan to achieve within 3 years. And it really comes back to Parkinson's law, right? If you give something 5 years to do, you'll take up 5 years to get it completed. But if you give it 2 years or 1 year or 3, you'll take up as much time as you give yourself. And so I don't want to give something 5 years, more so because I don't want to play the comfort game. But in addition to that, I want to get out there and help as many people as I can.
It's very specific numbers, huh? 1,030.
1,030 people through 137 acquisitions, netting $250,000 a month.
Okay, 137 acquisitions. They are whole living properties. That's good. Yeah, so you just made the math reverse into here.
Yeah, if you take a look at the number of people, one single family home typically helps. It's usually about 7.5 people. We can't cut somebody in half. You round that up to 8. The average cash flow is about $1,680 in net proceeds. And so when you do the math and you reverse engineer based on how much you want to actually generate per month, you come up with that number.
Yeah.
That works for me, may not work for everybody, but that's the number that I identified as my Mount Everest. I'm sure it's going to change along the way, but it's provided some clarity and purpose towards what I'm doing right now.
Awesome. I love it. So it's very interesting that your numbers are similar to mine, but the number of properties different. So my Mount Everest is to help 500 families to acquire their homes by being the bank for them.
Oh, wow. I like
As a result, I'm going to have a cash flow of $250,000 per month.
I love that.
So I have to buy few more properties than you to get the same goal. But my goal is to help these families, right? They don't have a other option as if we're not there for them. To be able to be the bank for them so they can end up paying the value that pay for rent on their cars. So that's my passion and I love it. I don't mind to buy few more properties.
Yeah, I mean,
It's your goal, dear.
so they're building out that portfolio, whether it's 137 or 337 or 500.
Yeah,
They're building out the portfolio with the intent of helping others. That's what matters.
absolutely. I love that so much. Thank you so much for sharing. So what do you need? Tell to the camera, what are you looking for?
It's so funny because I thought I was coming here with the intent of being clear on what it is I need. And the more people I talk to, the more I realize there's so much for me to uncover first before I can actually say what I need from certain individuals that I meet. So at the moment, I'm just really looking forward to building meaningful connections. I'm focused on giving as much as I can. I know the universe is going to return that in some sort of fashion, but I'm here to serve right now. And I'm just at a vibrational high. I'm really enjoying my time here. If there's anything I could do for you, you let me know. I'd love to provide some sort of value. But for me, it's just really building those meaningful connections like we talked about earlier and seeing where life takes it.
I love it. I love it. So what would you say that your superpower is?
My superpower? I think my superpower is being in a room with individuals and bringing the best out of her. I've never been identified as that math guy or that brainstormer or, that creative genius. It's never been like that. I think I've never been one-dimensional. I've been blessed to have a lot of strong suits. But for me, I think my superpower is the ability to get people to really believe in themselves and be that guy that's going to get the best out of you. And quite frankly, I want people around me that are going to be winners. I want to be around people that I could motivate and inspire, and in return, they inspire me. So what I look for when I'm building those meaningful connections is to really understand what people's morals and values are, what really drives them beyond the surface level talk. Because once I understand what that is, in some way, shape, or form, I'm going to align myself with it and provide some sort of value that's going to allow you to take it to the next step, regardless of what it is. Some people need a full transformation. I'm not here to be a coach, but I am here to allow you to see that you've got more potential. And so if I think there's anything I bring to the table, it's my ability to get people to really tap into their inner self and motivate themselves and push themselves beyond the limiting beliefs that they already have.
I love it. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Any last words you want to say? because you said a lot.
No, I mean, I'm just really happy to be here. I'm grateful. I know that we were going to set this up for tomorrow, but I'm really glad that we got it done tonight. My only advice to anybody that's going through their journey is really just embrace the moment. Embrace where you are and be very clear as to where you want to go. Be specific with what you want out of life. Be very intentional and drive towards that no matter what the costs are. No matter what barriers you have in front of you, you will find a way to overcome it as long as you have those beliefs in yourself that you can. And so for anybody that's watching this right now, if you've got any sort of Mount Everest, or if you're feeling stuck, or you feel like you have a challenge in front of you, embrace change, be motivated, be very driven towards that end result, and never get that end vision out of your mind.
You got it.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, my friend.
All right.
You're amazing.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
See you next time.